Boom, 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 boom.
The area of a rectangle equals length times width. The area of a rectangle equals length times width.
I, 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 singular first declensions. I, east, os, east. I, east, os, east. I, east, os, east. Plural first declensions. Has, have, had, 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 has, have, had. Olmecs, Mayans, and the Aztecs. Olmecs, Mayans, and the Aztecs. Three of the advanced civilizations of Mesoamerica. From 1200 BC to 1500 were the Olmecs, Mayans, and the Aztecs. Olmecs, Mayans, and the Aztecs. Three of the advanced civilizations of Mesoamerica. From 1200 BC to 1500 were the Olmecs, Mayans, and the Aztecs. Olmecs, Mayans, and the Aztecs.
This is CC Cycle 1, Week 16. History, tell me about the civilizations of Mesoamerica. So it has kind of a cute little jig to it, and it starts with the names of the different civilizations. So you're going to go Olmecs, Mayans, and the Aztecs. You should go Olmecs, Mayans, and the Aztecs. Okay, and so then you go three, this is your ASL three of the advanced civilizations of let me just do another M, America from 1200 BC to AD 1500 were the Olmecs, Mayans, and the Aztecs. So here we go again from the beginning. Olmecs, Mayans, and the Aztecs, three of the advanced civilizations of Mesoamerica from 1200 BC to AD 1500 were the Olmecs, Mayans, and the Aztecs. Good luck.
What are four kinds of volcanoes? Active, intermittent, dormant, and extinct. Active, intermittent, dormant, and extinct for volcanoes. Active, intermittent, dormant, and extinct.
This week we will be learning about the African waters. The first river is the Congo River. It starts right here and comes all the way around and stops right there. Then Lake Victoria, which is just to the right of it here. Then the Zambezi River, which is where that break is. It comes down through here. And then the Orange River, which is down here in South Africa. Now I ask and you point, where is the Orange River? Where is the Zambezi River? Where is Lake Victoria? And where is the Congo River? And now I point and you tell me.
Chimpanzee period. Charlemagne crowned emperor of Europe. Alfred the Great of England. Eric the Red Leaf Erikson. Norse explorers. Vladimir the First of Kiev. Byzantine Emperor Basil II. 1000 AD, 1000 AD, East-West schism of the church, Norman conquest and feudalism in Europe, the Crusades, Zimbabwe, and early Mali in Africa, Aztecs of Mesoamerica, Francis of Assisi, Thomas Aquinas, Japan shoguns, Incas of South America. Genghis Khan rules the Mongols, England's Magna Carta, Ottoman Empire, Marco Polo's journey to China, 100 Years' War and Black Death, the Renaissance, timeline. Age of exploration, circa 1400 to circa 1600. Prince Henry founds the School of Navigation, slave trade in Africa. Gutenberg's printing press, Songhai in Africa. Saw Ivan the Great of Russia, the Spanish Inquisition. Columbus sails to the Caribbean. 1500 AD, 1500 AD, age of absolute monarchs, circa 1500 to circa 1800. Protestant Reformation, Spanish conquistadors in the Americas, Calvin's Institute of the Christian Religion, Council of Trent, Baroque period of the arts, Japan's isolation, Jamestown and Plymouth colony founded. Age of Enlightenment, circa 1650 to circa 1800. Hudson's Bay Company, first great awakening, classical period of the arts, the 7 Years' War. Phew! Timeline, timeline, this is my timeline. Age of industry, circa 1760 to circa 1969. James Cook sails to Australia and Antarctica. American Revolution and General George Washington. Madison's Constitution and the Bill of Rights. French Revolution, the Second Great Awakening. Louisiana Purchase and Lewis and Clark Expedition.
This is week 16 of the timeline, and it starts out with Age of Industry. So with Age of Industry, you're going to make the sign for machine, which would be you interlock your fingers and kind of bounce it. Age of Industry, and it goes circa 1760 to circa 1969. It's really hard to sign all of that in the limited time that you're going to sing it. So we're just going to do circa 17. So this is like for 1700. Circa 1700 to circa 1900. So you would still say 1760 and 1969, but just to give you an idea. Then it goes into James Cook sails to Australia and Antarctica. So you're going to make the J sign. James Cook sails to Australia and Antarctica. Then you have the American Revolution. So you're going to make 2 R's with both hands. Take the right one and flip it upside down, and you're going to go around it. So the American Revolution and General George Washington. So you're going to make a G sign, and you're just going to stripe it down your shoulder like the stripes that a general would wear. Then you have Madison's Constitution. So you're going to sign M for Madison, and then Constitution and the Bill of Rights. So you're just going to slide your hand up your left hand for Bill of Rights. Then you have French Revolution. So you're going to make an F sign and flick it, French Revolution, just like we did Revolution before, but now it's for French instead of American. Then you have the Second Great Awakening. And then you have the Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark Expedition. So you would just look like you're searching, and oh, I found it. So we'll go from the beginning. Age of Industry, 1760 to 1969. James Cook sails to Australia and Antarctica. The American Revolution and General George Washington. Madison's Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The French Revolution, the Second Great Awakening, Louisiana Purchase, and the Lewis and Clark Expedition. Good luck.
Hi.
Today we're doing an experiment called stretch, and it's to demonstrate the effect of a tension force.
Look, I got
Okay,
the
so we get a
balloon.
balloon
I got
and a
a
marking
balloon.
pen.
A
And what we're
marking
gonna do is we're gonna take the balloon.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, you're
look,
gonna
please. Look, and we're gonna draw a square with 3 parts to it. So, look, please. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to, let me see if I can stretch this out enough. I'm gonna make a square. Yeah, it's a little tricky, a little bit tricky. Making a square. Okay,
So
and then I'm gonna make, yeah, it's a little hard. I'm gonna make 3 sections. So this is section 1. Section 2 is gonna stay white, and then section 3 is gonna be dark. Okay, so you wanna try to blow it up, Brianna? Don't touch where the marker was, it's still wet, okay? All right, so try to blow it up for me. Nice, you got some lungs, girl. Push, push, push. Perfect, okay, stop. That was a good one. All right, so you can see there's the square that I drew, and you can see that the square has spread out in all directions, right? Since we blew it up, since it's inflated. If I don't inflate this too much and I bring it back down to size, so like if I basically let it deflate, it would probably be about the same size. We didn't inflate it too much. It's too hard for me to undo this right now. But why is this happening? Well, the rubber molecules of the balloon are being pulled apart by the pressure of the air inside the balloon. Parts of the balloon stretch more than others, causing a change in the shape of the diagram drawn on the rubber, which is my square. Tension is a stretching or pulling apart force. If the force is not too great, things like rocks with elastic properties like the balloon will recover their original shape and size when the force is removed. If the force is too strong, the rocks can't remain together and they break apart, as the balloon would if we continue to blow it up. When there is an earthquake, the rocks in the Earth's crust are pushed apart by this force. So sometimes they break, those rocks break
sometimes they break.
the force is too strong.
Bye.
So thanks, Brianna.
Bye.
This experiment is called SPURT, and it's to demonstrate what causes magma or liquid rock to move. So basically all you need for this one is an half-empty tube of toothpaste. So I chose this one. It's a really good one, by the way. So basically you're gonna hold the tube of toothpaste in your hands, and with the top sealed, you're going to press against the tube with your thumbs and fingers and move your fingers and press in different places on the tube. So you just see that the toothpaste is moving. And then all of you who are learning how to use toothpaste out there, you know, if you want to get it all the way to the last drop, you're gonna push that paste up so that it's totally flat at the bottom, and then you can just start folding it over. And so you're pushing that paste all the way to the top so you get the very last bits of toothpaste. So the paste in the tube moves out from under your fingers. Why? The liquid rock inside the earth is called magma. Okay, so that's what we're learning about basically. We're doing this experiment to understand how magma works. Pressure on pools of magma deep within the earth forces the molten rock toward the surface. Magma cools and hardens as it rises towards the surface. The liquid moves into the closest open space, as did the toothpaste when it squeezed between and around the spaces formed by your fingers. Magma that moves up vertically into cracks in the crust and hardens is called a dike. When magma moves horizontally between rock layers, the solid thin sheet of rock form is called a sill. This horizontal movement of magma can also form a pool of liquid. This hardened dome-shaped pool is called a laccolith. As a laccolith forms, the layers of rock above it are pushed up, just as the toothpaste was pushed up the tube. Okay, so you're making a higher rock from the sill, the dike, and then the laccolith forms. And to demonstrate that, that's all with what's happening with this toothpaste. You're moving it around. All right, that was SPURT.
Albrecht Dürer, born in 1471, was a German artist who grew up in the city of Nuremberg. He spent most of his childhood working with his father, who was a goldsmith. He made jewelry, engraved ornaments, and built sculptures. He is known for making wood prints. Fascinated with details, Durer was known for his religious prints during the Renaissance period. Durer's rhinoceros is a woodcut that he's very famous for. The image is based on a written description and brief sketch by an unknown artist of an Indian rhinoceros that had arrived in Lisbon in 1515.
That's a wrap.